Today is June 1st, 2022. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm talking, I'm sharing my thoughts. I'm aggravated because of that live today about like my mom and stuff. And if it is my mom, and somebody messaged me and they said, well, your mom wants to get a hold of you and she, wants to help you. This might be your only chance at having a home before the baby's born. I don't want a home with my mom. I loved being with her. I did when she was okay and she would let me cuddle up to her and things. But, and like when she wasn't being all crazy. And, I don't like it when she allows my brother to get away with murder like that. It's not okay. And then I was always getting reprimanded for not wiping down every speck of water in the sink. And it's like, that definitely seems like a whole Cinderella thing where it's like, and the stepsisters and whatever getting treated differently. That's what it feels like. And I feel like that's the only way I can relate it to. Like, that's these child stories and everything. That's how I learned about these syndromes. That's how I learned about all this toxicity in the world around me, and how I was able to convey it with terms that were, more advanced, a little bit more knowledgeable, more intelligent sounding, But, and do I understand them? Yes, I do. But do I like to be a child? Yes, I do. So, because I never got to live out that childhood that I should have had. And I know that a lot of people are like envious of it because I act the way I do and I get away with all this stuff and I don't have anything going on and I'm just chill. But, and I smoke weed and, I just do my own thing and I don't listen to anybody. It's not that I don't listen to anybody. I do. And like when they tell me to do stuff, I'll do it. But then I have to have the means to do it, don't I? So it's not like I can just go around, getting a job here and there. I've been offered jobs here and there as I've been walking by, and then because I have a criminal record, you know that affects us. You know that guy from the Krispy Kreme documentary thing or whatever, not documentary, whatever news reel that was, you have to expunge some of that crap that you force on our things, and then assault on two family members is still on there. Who the fuck? Get that shit off of there. What is wrong with you? And the whole rabies shot thing with the dogs, that's insane. That's crazy. I'm gonna tell people I abuse my pets when they used to eat things out of my mouth. I'm disgusting. I'm absolutely disgusting. I'm watching this guy over in the park. He's homeless and he's on drugs, but he's relaxing and he's on a bench. He's not harming anybody. He's just chilling with his high and his few belongings. Seems okay. Nothing wrong. And it's sad because some people would rather live that lifestyle. And that's kind of like me. I'd rather choose the marijuana and just be free. There's a meadow out here, which reminds me, I drove past this meadow that was like a field. Okay, it was a field, not a meadow. It was a meadow that had been filled with solar panels, and it took up this huge space. And I thought, why haven't you figured out how to place these things on top of the buildings or in parking lots, so that way you can get all that sun and harbor all of that and utilize it to fuel everything around you? And why is it the electricity has to be so expensive for us and whatever? So even with the fact that I have to sit here and charge my phone constantly, I took a few pictures while I was at the restaurant I was at just now. I had the couple of girls were sitting next to me, and we struck up conversation because I asked them about their tarot. Well, I mentioned it was nice, and I mentioned also that I was going to be filming myself eating, but don't worry, I was going to put it on silent, so in case there was anything, I didn't want them to be attached to it. I try as much as possible, but I guess something went wrong with that one video, and I got really upset because, sitting there for an hour, of course I was going to be rude, condescending in that way. What the fuck? But anyway, I stopped by this dog park, but there was no dogs. There were no dogs. So now I'm just chilling. I had just decided that I was going to film a video as opposed to going live because I didn't want the distractions of people talking to me. I want to just get out my thoughts. I just want to tell everybody off. I just want to tell everybody off. No, it's not like that. I want to tell everyone to be good. Just be good, and we'll all be good together. Like, that's what it's like. And I feel like nobody listens to me, ever. Have they ever since I was a child? No. Because, they looked at me and they treated me weird because I looked weird, and, they didn't know whether or not I was cute or not. I have big ears and big nose. I'm cute, but I'm not beautiful, and I know that. I'm not that magazine pretty that everybody likes, and I already knew that since I was a child. I knew I was getting picked on by people. I knew that I was being made fun of, and I just sort of pushed it aside because I knew that at some point my brain was going to help me. You know what I mean? Like, my intellect. It had nothing to do with my aesthetics, really, aside from, well, I guess it kind of does. So that's part of the story. And you just have to live and learn. And get loves. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say these phrases. They come into my head, and of course they're so silly. I don't really like their diapers, though. I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, they're okay, but I would much rather have the plant-based kind that they're coming out with and everything. So when this guy's shirtless, he's all ripped and everything. You can tell he's buff from just doing drugs and running around. See, if I would have wanted to have sex with random people, I could have, for real. But no, thank you. It's not bad looking from his body. Oh, he's got somebody with him, maybe. So maybe he's not entirely, like, cracked out on his own. Maybe he does have, like, somebody watching over him. People with drug addictions need people, too. And, I know it's hard not to enable, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it's kind of hard because then you don't really know how to help them individually either. And I don't want to relay everybody's story, but I've heard people that have lost others through drug abuse, through this and that, and that's very sad. And I just don't know how to handle that either, because I'd always thought something might happen to my brother because he was always fucked up on something or another. And I just hope that he's not anymore. I just hope he gets the help that he needs, because I don't know. I could have never imagined that he would have done any of the things that everyone told me he did. But then when people try to convince you of something and they say whatever, my brother was always very kind to me. That's the one brother that was more empathetic toward my situation. And we built like a kinship in a way, to where there was, I remember we had this conversation in the hospital when my grandfather was dying, and he disclosed things that my father had done to me while I was sleeping. And, it was horrifying. And my brother, it was just, these moments where they were actually understanding and witnessed the trauma that I had lived through, that's where it was like the humanity behind it. That's where I had the connection, where it was like, oh my God, I wasn't making it up or whatever. Like, these weren't just dreams and yada yada. So that's where, like, in the whole aspect too of the father of the baby, like, I feel more than likely it's Jason's baby. But, and I hate calling him out on that, because, like, he's no one to me. Obviously, he just wanted to leave me, and there's really no one. So that person named that, whoever he is, or from whatever lie or name he gave me, that individual. I don't know what else to call him, because if I don't call him by his first name, I'm going to say some derogatory shit toward him, and I don't feel like doing that, Even when it comes to, like, raising this kid, it would have to be someone that placed in a lot of effort to convince me that people didn't have hidden agendas and ulterior motives and deceptive manipulation behind it. I would have to be swayed into believing that people actually cared again. And that's where some individuals have tried to break down my wall brick by brick, but it takes a long time to get close to me. And for some men to have had sex with me, sex, that's an instinct. You know, we want to breed, we want to procreate, but I didn't choose necessarily what had happened, transpired during this incident. So, sometimes I have to sit and think. That's why I write things out too, because it helps me to distinguish what the truth is and how I can relay it as articulately as possible. So, and I just smoked. Yeah, I just took a big puff of that, and I'm high as fuck right now, just so you know. But I don't see how that's a problem. I don't see how that's a huge deal. I'm not really bothering anybody but myself, and it's because of all the hardships that I've endured. It's all because of the fact that I'm so introspective now and introverted, to where I would rather go within for my answers and my correspondence, or seek out in the most natural of things, which I understand might not be quite as natural. I understand things are controlled in that way. But I don't like to delve into all of that. I feel like I try to make it feel like it's more like it once was. But my mind gets stuck here and there, and I'm not sure where exactly I'm at all times, you know, if that makes any sense. And not to say that I'm living in a fantasy. Of course, I understand. This is my reality. This is Leticia's reality in that way. And it's unfortunate that I don't have every bit of information that I would like. I would like to piece things together so I can finish, you know, gauging every perspective, engaging the world around me, so that I can help engage others, which I understand it's just a facet of my own mind. Just everything is an extension of our own minds. So God, everything, we are all one. Everything is just, it just is. So when I speak like that, some people don't understand me. Then there are those that are highly intelligent that understand me. And I didn't realize I was on any type of racket that understood these things, because in my childish mind or way of relaying, nobody really truly understood what was going on. They just saw some crazy going on in the external. And now that you've gotten access to all of my thoughts at all times, then it's been interesting, hasn't it? It's been an interesting road. But I get very aggressive. Why haven't things finished smoothing themselves out? I know I'm sort of like that. Is it barrel rollers, or what is it, steamrollers? I steamroll people into my reality. And that helps them engage from like a third party perspective. Well, if this is how other people are feeling and sensing and whatever, then there's a reason. God, I hope it doesn't cut out, because sometimes when it'll cut out when I have to restart the car because I'm trying to charge my phone real quick while I'm talking.